Actually, the shelter is for anybody. Don't think it's only for the poor. When I worked in Women's Aid, we had a Datin and her 6 children who had spent time there. We had a scientist, we had a dentist, we had a doctor. We had people from all walks of life who had come to our shelter. So there's no shame. Shelter is a very comforting place. It's a place where you are not assaulted. It's a place where the social workers are there to talk to you whenever you feel scared, whenever you feel something, you feel lonely, you feel ashamed, you feel all sorts of feelings that come to you when you leave your house. Okay? Now, this shelter is temporary. Okay? No shelters are for long term. You can stay there for 1 day, for 1 week, for 3 months, up to 6 months. You can stay in a shelter, right? Now, what happens in a shelter? So when you want to come to a shelter, the social worker or the person in charge will ask you, what's happened to you? So you tell your story, right? And then we'll do an assessment to see whether you are eligible for shelter or not, right? And we will tell you conditions, that you can't go in and come out as you like within the first few days. You will have to stay put in the shelter because you don't want the perpetrator come looking for you and banging the door and say, give me back my wife, you kidnapped my wife and children. No, right? And we like you to switch off your phone in a shelter. Of course, there are rules, as what you do in your house. You have breakfast, lunch, tea, dinner, and then we have activities. Of course, you have to do the cleaning up. And in the afternoons or in the mornings, you'll have counseling sessions with a social worker. And then you have group lunch. And then you have in the afternoon, again, if you want to have counseling. Then we also have group work. We'll have individual counseling sessions or group counseling sessions. And we'll talk about empowering titles, like what were you scared of? What would you like to see after you leave the shelter? How to build confidence, how to build your skills, how to go out in society again, how to live life without your husband, how to go and find a job, how to do your resume. We also have sessions for the children because children have witnessed the violence and they will talk about how their father had abused the mother, how did they feel. Sometimes they themselves were abused and they talk about it, they ventilate their feelings, and they also have shared their feelings of how they wish their father was different. And I said, your father is your father, however bad he was, but please give him some respect, and maybe he would change after some time, and you don't have to share with everyone, right? But here in this place you can share it with us. It's a safe space and we are not going to tell it to anybody. And so they were confident and they shared, and every night we had stories, we had singing sessions, we had art sessions, and we had mother and child sessions. So it was very fun. And women were crying when they had to leave, and someone said, no, we're not ready. I said, no, you are ready out. And so they wanted to stay in the shelter for so long because it was so safe and comfortable. But no, you have to get up and go and start your life, right? And so in a shelter, we give you all the things that you need, even some cash, even to start up a home, because lots of people give donations, they have clothes or pots and pans or groceries. So we won't just leave you like that. We will help you find a home, find a job if we can, and relocate you with all your barang-barang. So it's not easy to start over, but it's also not impossible to start over. And so with dedicated social workers and a good organization, we will help you start over, resettle, and start your life without violence. Thank you.